Hey everyone, Matt's Mox here, and well, you can already see it behind me. I bought a LGB Forney. Well, it's heavily modified, for one. Just bring that into view. This is Warrior Run Lumber Company number 25. It's a heavily modified LGB Forney that belonged to my friend who owned the Warrior Run Locomotive Works. It was a store in Nanticoke. And this engine's really special. Obviously, it's one of the sound LGB Forneys, but you kind of see something doesn't seem right in the window or in the doorway. Well, this was a great runner at one time, and it ran on the store layout, but around 2010, the store had a little fire. As a result, and I have worked on the engine a little bit, you might notice the pilot is warped. Of course, the truck does pivot on these, but yeah, just a little bit of heat damage. Just a little bit. So, it was exposed to the heat mostly, and I did start working on it because I wasn't going to make a video originally, but here's the side that I ripped off. It was like so. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Cab is pretty much shot on this side below the window line. Floor's got to be replaced. The side frames are pretty dinged in, but they're not too bad. It's the rods and cylinders on this side that failed the most, because the rods on these engines are not actually metal. They're metal coated some sort of resin, and the resin expanded, blowing out the rods, leaving this disgusting stuff all over the place and causing the rod pins to shear on this side. Thus, currently the engine is inoperable. Electrically, it's fine, despite the heat damage, which also melted the bottom of the firebox here. Original trailing truck was destroyed. I replaced it with a new trailing truck already. But I have a plan for this engine. I'm going to restore this thing back to operating condition. It'll be a little different than when it was new, but I am going to restore it. I already have the new running gear on this side ordered, so I have to pull off all the original running gear and dismantle it. I want to try to save this original hanger, which is going to be really difficult. But if I can save the original valve gear hanger, and I know I can reuse the cylinder, I need to Dremel away some of the resin, get it rounded again. But I could do it with this, whatchamacallit. I do want to reuse this. I'm going to basically cut the air tank off the bottom, and then I could just reuse the top half, which would be pretty easy. And that way, at least I have the original running board on this side. I could build a new one outside right here. I'm going to be cutting here on the cab belt line, removing just the panel, as well as trimming away at least this piece of the cab, putting in a new floor piece, and also building a wooden sides for the cab. Alright, I'll have to cut up here to get rid of that window. But that way, it'll look like the cab was rebuilt by the company, and then I'm going to paint it black with a new black. I'm going to do some touch-up in areas where it doesn't look right, or it chipped off too much, but I'm not going to completely repaint the engine, because this weathering, you cannot beat this weathering. It is natural fire finish, and it's still covered in ash in places from when the store burned down. That's a hefty view of her back end. Oh yeah, I have a knuckle coupler for the rear too, so that'll be nice. But yeah, so that's what I plan on doing with this engine. It's huge compared to most other engines I have. and it's been modified to be Fn3 scale, which I do have a few pieces of Fn3 equipment I could run on my friend's layout, which is Fn3. But, yeah. So this is going to be another project I'll be working on. I'll next make a video on when I take off the pilot, which is warped, downward. That's going to be fun trying to remove. And when I do the valve gear. But this is like a start to a little series, because I like starting series and then never finishing them. Plus, it's just cool showing off an engine which has a lot of history. And it'll be really neat to have it running again, because it'll be the first time since about 2010 that anyone's really seen it operate. Oh yeah, it's just such a cool little engine. But that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Whoa, buddy. Goodbye.